Hello, my beautiful souls. Welcome into your daily tarot reading. This is going to be for Saturday, December 24th, 2022. I do want to thank you so much for joining me for this reading, but I also want to remind you this is general for the day for all 12 signs. So simply take what resonates and leave the rest behind. I did pre-pull an overall tarot card for this day, which was the Three of Wands, and I heard immediately the word awaiting. Okay, awaiting. What that is for you specifically is going to vary from case to case. I know for me personally, I'll be awaiting a flight. I'll be flying out or flying back to my hometown to see my family for the holidays. So don't be worried if you don't see a reading for the next few days. I will be taking a bit of a break due to spending time with them. But for you, it could be a wish fulfillment, a specific somebody reaching out, right? It could be more in regards to a perfect career opportunity, certain levels of success. Some of you having multiple ships, as this Three of Wands typically would speak upon, waiting for those ships to come in, okay? But it could be one specifically. But I do feel like transportation does take a highlight either way, even if that's not what you're waiting for. Let's keep pulling. I think we're just going to build off of that with the same deck. I'm hearing leap forward, as I am drawn to this card here. Interesting. I feel like there's a push to express oneself throughout this day, but I also, when debating on whether or not to pull from the spellcasting oracle to begin, I did see the family card, the career card, and the peace card. So I feel like all three of those could definitely be tied into your day in one way, shape, or form. We have death in reverse. There's also a highlight on a situation that isn't over, and I feel like somehow that's making you think about what you don't have yet or what you're waiting for, or you could be waiting for something, anticipating an arrival, and then in that moment or in that period of time, excuse me, you think about what is not over yet or what's continuing. But I do feel like there's a bit of a peaceful but lively vibe about your energy throughout this day. It's very interesting how this day may not entail the need for a lot of energy, but it feels like you are on the go or just accomplishing what you need to. And I feel as if you do have a bit of a renewal in your energy in one way, shape, or form. It feels like it's an increase in comparison to the previous day, in comparison to Friday, and even more so, right? It feels like we're kind of getting back to a more lively feeling and vibe about our energy, but I just feel like as well, you are doing some healing throughout this day, even if you don't think so. Interesting. The Knight of Cups. Some of you, yeah, this Three of Wands is talking about love for you and wanting that specific person to swoop on in for you. Or even potentially wanting to, anticipating the right timing to approach somebody, okay, or to reach out to somebody specifically, even if you would consider that person your Knight of Cups, right? They're saying it's okay to make the first move or just the next move. Anyways, I do feel like either way, you're moving with a little bit of emotion wrapped up in your energy, in your way of being. Remember, the gateway to your soul, your eyes do tell a story. And a bit of what you're going through, even if you don't express that per se, right, with your words or your movements. But I do feel like there's a determined vibe with some peace wrapped up into it. And again, a bit of emotion wrapped up into it all the meanwhile. Spirit's saying you're blossoming through what you've been working on in the recent days and even potentially throughout this day. So do remember that. And I feel like there's just a push to reflect at certain moments. It could be in a period of downtime or just more simplicity in comparison to other parts of the day. But I do feel like you're thinking about your money. Okay, you could be spending money naturally at certain points or one specific point, but I feel like there's thoughts of your career and your money, to say the very least. But I also feel like a purchase for some drawn to this reading will make you feel more relaxed or just, okay, giddy, happy, interesting. Better vibes is what I'm hearing. But don't overdo it is now what I'm getting. So the Seven of Pentacles, yeah, it just feels like even if you're not working towards your career throughout this day in one way, shape, or form, there's thoughts of it, okay? There's reflecting upon it, even downloads potentially coming in regards to it. But I feel like even if you're not working on, say, your business or your project online or your day-to-day job, something's growing still, okay? People are noticing you and people are seeing you as somebody who has the, okay, hands of God is what I heard, or just the gifts, the talent that they wish they had or just are inspired by. But we'll keep this to the side. I feel like Spirit's reminding you that something's going to go the distance, however that works for you. Actually, I want to put this over here. This could definitely be what we were talking about in regards to what's not over, okay, / what's continuing. But I feel like there's also another situation that comes to mind in a bit of a this needs to be wrapped up kind of way, however that comes to be for you. We have the King of Swords, and so it's a day where you're being pushed to remember that you have the knowledge and the wisdom to make the best out of what you're going throughout this day. I feel like thoughts of past travel or past experiences, or one in particular comes to mind and even needs to be put to use. I feel like there's the potential for a bit of a flashback to take place. Say you're wrapped up with an environment or a moment per se, and then it just reminds you of a past similar kind of experience or a past chapter of your life. Even breaking it down further, it could flash you back to a past conversation or just a different time in your life. And I feel a bit of confusion wrapped up into that. Well, why did that just happen? If that's not the confusion that's stemming from you, it's potentially still a lack of clarification in regards to what you went through, okay? Or even what you're going through at this point along your path. Bear with me. The Four of Wands and the Six of Swords. It's Spirit saying, in the midst of you moving around and doing what you have to do throughout this day, and even those moments of simplicity and downtime in treating oneself, I feel as if there are reminders that, again, you're blossoming at this point along your path and things are falling into place. 728, 728, look up that angel number meaning. I feel like there are synchronicities, messages, what feels like coincidences at certain points throughout this day. Spirits at work. Spirits at work. Take your time is what I'm hearing. If you're needing to get somewhere on time, or you're needing to sort of be ahead of the game in one way, shape, or form, just make sure you are planning ahead in a very simplistic manner and give yourself extra time. Be early, and therefore you don't have to rush, you don't have to stress, and it just keeps your energy level, okay? They're saying stay level-headed all the meanwhile. But we have the Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, a lot about your money and your work throughout this day for whatever reason. But I do feel like, okay, people are noticing you when you're out and about, whether that's more so for your looks, your aura, your energy. It could be you being recognized or remembered in one way, shape, or form. I just heard that's that person I know, okay, or have seen. But I do feel like the King of Wands talking about how you are very passionate in the movements that you implement throughout this day, what you're moving towards, away from, what you're succeeding at throughout this day, and that's very evident to those who observe you. But I do feel you, as well as an individual, as a soul, will be quite observant in regards to an environment or multiple you're wrapped up in regards to the change in energy. The energy shift is what I'm hearing, how your energy is shifting at certain points, even observant of how your body temperature is changing, even your moods being adjusted. I just heard I can't cleanse my energy, but I do feel like you are as well being very observant in regards to your surroundings, okay, of your surroundings at certain points throughout the day. There's some interesting things that you notice, I want to say, but also I feel a level of observing in regards to past efforts for your career, past spending taking a highlight. Interesting. But I do feel like you're going to look at oneself in the mirror at a certain point throughout the day and be quite impressed. Interesting. I look good. That's something to be proud of is what I just heard. The Ace of Swords, because I do feel like in regards to your work, you could be giving other people clarity in one way, shape, or form. But I do feel like through those small flashbacks or even big flashbacks, or one in particular for you, even through your experiences throughout this day. I feel like some clarification's coming to be. But Spirit's saying there's also a focus on your brain, on your mind. Okay, it's quite a tool, is what I'm hearing. But the Hierophant here, because I do feel like there's change being highlighted as well. You've changed, and that's evident. That takes a highlight throughout this day. And I do feel like any moments where you spend time to oneself, right? I'm hearing quiet time, that feels good. But I do sense that your surroundings could be a little bit nerve wracking for whatever reason, even if you're not one to typically be sensitive to energy. But my empaths, do beware, mentally prepare for that, okay? And I feel like you might already be expecting this. Let's pull two more. The Hermit card again, okay? Yeah, I really feel like once again, there's a huge focus on how much you've changed as an individual. And I feel like, again, when you're spending time alone, being reminded that you're a true leader at heart in your own individual way, that's when you're thinking about that one ship or multiple that you wish to see come to be. But I feel like somebody around you, or multiple people, excuse me, again, could be making you a bit nervous, but also are expecting the worst. Try to steer clear of that, or just, yeah, if you notice that that's affecting your overall energy and way of being, just up and migrate towards something, a different location if you can, if it's possible. But the Sun card, because I really do feel like overall you do have a bit of a sunny demeanor, let's put it that way, okay, and way of migrating around and accomplishing throughout this day. And Spirit saying that you're one good looking soul, and the clarity and flashbacks and accomplishments throughout this day, and even ones you're reflecting upon from the previous days, it just feels good, okay, it feels good. I'm also hearing a change of heart, a change of heart. And if that's not throughout this day or recently, it's upcoming, to be expected. I just feel like this is an overall peaceful, reflective kind of day where you're healing through it all, even if, again, it doesn't feel like it. And people are quite impressed and observing you, while you're very, very observant of one's way of being, how that's changing at times again, and your surroundings. I'm hearing, to finish this up, it's a day to be you. All right? So I hope this was truly helpful. Sending you so much love and light. Go enjoy your Saturday, and I'll see you next time.